Hi there, Mark Myatt again from GoogleClassroomHelp.com. This time we're looking at making sure that you get the details of your class inputted properly. And this is going to be really important, as you'll see in the lesson later. When you're going back searching through maybe archived classes, you want to make sure that you're entering the right information about your class right at the get-go when you're creating your class for the first time. So let's dig into this next lesson. So in this lesson, we want to look at class details and settings now that we have a basic classroom set up. So in order to get to our class details and settings, again, we want to go up to the top right-hand corner, and we're going to click on the little gear icon. And once we click on that, it opens our class settings. And here you can see some of the information that's already been added. We had a class name that was added. We also had a section and a room and a subject. So if when you entered those in the first time as you were creating the class, you weren't happy with them and you wanted to change them, you could go into your class settings and make any adjustments that you wanted to make to these very basic class details. If you scroll down a little bit further, you can see another set of classroom settings, and it's under the heading of General Settings. You can see, first of all, you've got a class code. The class code for this classroom is already set, but you have a couple of options with your class code. If I click on this drop down, you can see that I can either display the class code. That's if you're sharing it with the class through a projector. You can copy your class code if perhaps you're wanting to copy and paste it into an email. You can also reset your class code. So this is helpful if the default class code that's created when you first create the classroom might look a little bit tricky for students to copy down or copy accurately. You can see here, if I click on reset, now I have a new class code. Again, that one looks a little bit tricky. Let me try another reset. Finally, I might get to something like this that looks almost like a word, doesn't have any uppercase or lowercase. That might be a little bit easier for students to enter in as a class code manually if they're not copying and pasting from an email and maybe they're typing in something that they're looking at on a whiteboard. Now we can go on to the stream. And stream, as you'll see a little bit later, is a place where posts happen either by the teacher or by students. And there are posts and also there's comments on posts. So here you can set what you want your stream to look like in terms of functionality. If I pull the drop down here, you can see students can post and comment, students can only comment, or only the teacher can post and comment. My recommendation with this selection here is that you might want to start with only teachers can post and comment. Sometimes when a classroom is first created, students get pretty excited about posting and then commenting on posts, and it's not always helpful right out of the gate. But after you've had some time to maybe coach your students on proper use of the stream, then you can choose one of these other options because it can be very helpful for class discussions. Your stream is almost like a Facebook stream or a Twitter stream. Some of that ongoing discussion can be really helpful to not only delve more deeply into classroom content, but also for a sense of classroom community. Another setting here has to do with classwork on the stream and what a classwork post looks like when it shows up in the classroom stream. There's different options and you can try this out. I know that I tend to use condensed notifications just because there's a little bit less for students to have to go through, but you can experiment with that once you get into creating classwork and that classwork shows up as a notification in the stream. Show deleted items is connected to what gets posted in the stream. Sometimes a student might post something and then delete it. If you want to be able to see what gets posted and then later deleted, you can click this to on. And finally, there's Guardian Summaries. We're going to talk about this later under the topic of communication. But if you want Guardians to get updates from your classroom, then you can select to have Guardian Summaries turned on. If I click on See Example and then scroll down to Email Summary Example, you can see the kind of summary that a parent would get each week. So here you can see it's for the week of August 1st to August 5th, and it indicates some of the missing work from the student and also what's upcoming in terms of due in the following week. You can also see a little bit about the class activity from the last week in various subjects, and that gets sent out to parents on a weekly basis again, about student work, and then any work that might be missing and some upcoming announcements. The final section from these general settings has to do with Google Meet, which is Google's video meeting application. And you can choose to generate a meeting link for your classroom if you want. We are going to get into setting up and starting video meetings later, so you can wait till that lesson or generate the meeting link now if you'd like. So that's a little bit of an overview of the general class settings. We are later going to get into the grading in a later series of videos. Well, for more videos like this one, head over to googleclassroomhelp.com, and you can also find me on Udemy. The course title is Completely Master Google Classroom, and the link for that is found below. I'll see you next time.